Hello everyone, welcome to another video of General Mathematics of class 10, and today we are going to start exercise 1.4. So exercise 1.4, this is what we are going to start today, and there is one very basic theorem that before we start we need to know. So what is the theorem? The theorem states that if there is a rational number which is in the form of p by q, if p by q is a rational number, then how can we determine whether this rational number would be a terminating one or non-terminating one? So if it has to be terminating, then what should be the factor? In this case, q, we will take into consideration the denominator. The denominator on prime factorization means the prime factors of q must be of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. That means the factors of q can only be 2 and 5, either 2 or 5 or a combination of 2 and 5. For example, let the number be 10. If q is equal to 10, in this case if you factorize q, that means if you factorize 10, you get this. So therefore 10 is having 2 and 5 as the factors, that is 2 to the power 1 into 5 to the power 1. Therefore, for any rational number whose denominator is 10, it is going to be a terminating decimal. Okay. Now what if it is non-terminating? So if it is non-terminating, in that case, if you factorize q, the prime factors will not be of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. So if it is non-terminating, it will not be of this form. For example, let us take the case of if q is equal to 15. So if you factorize 15, you get 3, 5, 5, 1. So therefore 15 can be written as 3 into 5. So it is not equal to 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, because we don't have 2, and in addition to that we have one extra fact number, that is 3. So any number which will have denominator 15, for example, let me give one example. Suppose the number is 52 by 15. So the number 52 by 15 will be a non-terminating decimal. So this is an example of non-terminating decimal. And in case of terminating decimal, any examples, since we have taken 10 as the example, suppose 52 by 10. 52 by 10 will be a terminating decimal. So the basic idea is, if we have the denominator that is q, on prime factorization of q, if we factorize q, the factors that we will get will determine whether it will be terminating or non-terminating. Now when will it be terminating? If the factors are only of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, that means if the factors are only 2 and 5, it can be only 2 or only 5. For example, 25. If q is 25, then 25 is of 5 5s are 25. So we can write therefore 25 is equal to 5 into 5, that is 5 squared. So it is of the form 2 to the power 0 into 5 to the power 2. 2 to the power 0 is 2 to the power 0 is 1. So 1 into 5 to the power 2. So this is of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. Okay, I hope you are getting the point. So it can be either 2, only 2 can be the factor, or only 5 can be the factor, or a combination of both, like in this case. But if it contains any other number other than 2 and 5 as the factors, like this one, in this case it is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, now let us move on to some of the sums. So in exercise 1.4, let us try question number 1, Roman 1. So they have given the number 13 by 3125, and they have asked us to see whether it will have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating one. So let's see what we can do. So what we will do here, we will first factorize 3125. Okay, so let us start. I think it will be 7, 8, 19, so it will be 5. So 5 6 5 2 5 5, just 5 25, 125, 5 25, 5 5 5 1. So this is the prime factorization. Therefore 3 1 2 5 can be written as 5. How many 5? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 to the power 5, which can also be written as 1 into 5 to the power 5, that is equal to 2 to the power 0 into 5 to the power 5. So since the prime factorization is of the form 2 to the power 0 into 5 to the power 5 means 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, therefore this fraction or this rational number is going to be a terminating one. So since the prime factors of 3, 1, 2, 5 is of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, so therefore 13/3125 is a terminating decimal. Hope you understand how we have done. Let us try one more. Let us try number 7. In number 7 it is given 129 by 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2 into 7 to the power 5. So what it is given here, it is already the factors are given. We don't need to factorize it anymore. So here q, or you can write, if you don't want to write q, you can write denominator is equal to 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2 into 7 to the power 5. So these are the prime factors 2, 3, 2, 5 and 7. So if it is only 2 and 5, then it will be terminating. But since it contains 7, other than 2 and 5, there is an extra number that is 7. So since 7 is also a factor of the denominator, therefore it will not be a terminating one, it will be a non-terminating one. So since the prime factors of the denominator are not of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, therefore 129 by 2 square into 5 square into 7 to the power 5 is a non-terminating decimal. I hope you have got how to do. Now if you look into the next two sums, here we have the book. So what do we have here? In question number 2, they have asked, write down the decimal expansion of all those rational numbers in question number 1 above, which have terminating decimal expansions. So you select the questions from here, question number 1, and all the values, all the fractions which are going to be terminating. For example, this one is this fraction is terminating. So what you have to do is you have to find the decimal expansion. Means you have to divide 13 by 3125 and find the decimal one, like 13 divided by 3125. Now you do the division method and whatever quotient you will get, that will be your answer. So you have to find the decimal expansion of this. So what you will do first you will solve all the sums of question number 1. After that you will find that some of these are terminating, some are non-terminating. So you will select the terminating ones. Using those selections, you have to factorize, you have to divide and get the decimal expansion of all those terminating decimals only. In question number 2, you have to do only those terminating decimals. Now let us move on to another one. This one we can do orally. You write it down in your copy after we discuss. So let's discuss about this. The following real numbers have decimal expansions as given below. So decimal expansion of some of the numbers are given, real numbers. In each case, decide whether they are rational or not. So here we have been given the real numbers. Now we can see some are terminating. This is non-terminating but non-recurring, and this is terminating but recurring. So we have to tell if they are rational numbers and of the form p by q, what can you say about the prime factors of q? So from here we have to tell whether which of these are rational. First we would point out. So what are the properties of being rational? A rational number can be either terminating or non-terminating but recurring. But if the number is non-terminating and non-recurring, like this one, question number or one number 2, one number 2 is non-terminating as well as non-recurring. So number 2 automatically becomes a irrational number. So it is not a rational number. So this is out of the question. So first part, in each of the case, decide whether they are rational or not. Here this is irrational. Here it is terminating, so therefore it is rational. In number 3 also it is non-terminating, but it is recurring. Since we have a bar, so it is a recurring number. So recurring numbers are always rational numbers. So number 1 and number 3 are rational. Number 2 is irrational. if they are rational like 1 and 3 and of the form P by Q, what can you say about their prime factors of Q? Okay, so let's look into this using the theorem that we have studied just now. Here this is a terminating decimal. So as it is terminating decimal, that means what should be the prime factors? As we have seen just now, that if the prime factors, like in this page what we have seen, what we have discussed here, if it is terminating, the prime factors will be of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power m. And if it is non-terminating, it is of the form, it is not of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power m. So if we look into our sum here, this one is terminating. So if it is terminating, the prime factors of Q will be of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. Number 3, it is non-terminating. It does not end. So as it is non-terminating, its prime factors will not be of the form 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. So that is all you have to write. First, number 1 is rational. Since it is terminating, its prime factors of Q will be 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. Number 2 is irrational, end of the sum. Number 3, it is non-terminating. It is rational, but it is non-terminating. So since it is non-terminating, the prime factors of Q will not be of the form of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. So that is how you solve these sums of exercise 1.4. I hope you have understood what we have discussed here today. These two simple, very simple concepts. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any confusion, make sure you ask me in the comment section, or you can ask me directly in the message. And try to do all the sums which you have not done in the exercise here today. I have only shown you 2 sums. The others are also very simple. This is a very simple exercise, so it's up to you. Any problem, I'm there for you, but try it yourself. So thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, cheers.